Oh, good coffee, good coffee, good coffee. Welcome, everyone. Glad you could join me today. Do a quick update. Make sure we're live everywhere. That's right. We're streaming live right now on rumble.com/coffee-nuance/live. Also on YouTube and on X. Although no one seems to really follow me on X. Today's July 17th. Thanks for joining. Let me update this thumbnail real quick. Let's see. No, that's not it. No. Perhaps this is it. Upload thumbnail. Okay, so although this topic that I'm going to talk about today might not be what you think is happening in the news, maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe this is really what has been going on. Let me hit the save, and then we'll take it live. Okay, looking good. What's up, Pickle Jars? What's up, Natasha? Good to see you. Anyway, this may sound like, Tom, you're not talking about the news, but maybe I am. Oops. Come on. Welcome back to the show, folks. Today, I want to talk about something that many of us experience, but rarely discuss: feeling invisible. No, I'm not talking about the time you tried to get your bartender's attention and he served the guy that just walked in. I'm talking about a deeper invisibility that a lot of people deal with every day. If you've ever ridden the New York City subway, you know the feeling. You're packed in there like sardines, and yet somehow people act like you don't exist. It's like everyone is starring in their own personal episode of The Twilight Zone. And let's be honest, if you're invisible in New York, you're probably invisible everywhere. But this isn't just about an awkward subway ride. This feeling of being unseen is something that a lot of people know all too well. Ever noticed how some people treat waiters, janitors, delivery folks like they're NPCs in a video game? Let's get real. There's a reason why so many people feel like they're part of the furniture. It's because we built a society where people's worth is often measured by what they do, what they look like, not who they are. We're all starring in the Hunger Games, but the odds are never in their favor. Well, why is this happening? It's because we're all secretly sociopaths? No. It's because we naturally split the world into us and them. You know, Yankees fans versus Red Sox fans, or people who use literally correctly, and those of us that use it like a 20-year-old influencer. Psychologists call this cross-group effect, which means we're better at recognizing faces from our own social group. So apparently, it extends to recognizing people based on their job, their status, or even what neighborhood they live in. It's like if you don't have a Starbucks cup in your hand, people just can't see you. This has real-world consequences. Just look at the news, from Ukraine to Haiti, Sudan to Palestine. It's chaos. We're stuck in an endless loop of us versus them. It's tearing the world apart. So what do? Do we crawl into a hole? Hope tomorrow's headlines don't feature our zip code? No, we fight. Not just with each other for once. We need to start seeing people as people. I know, radical concept, but hey, maybe, just maybe, we thank the barista by name. Maybe we acknowledge the cashier and the guy asking for spare change. And maybe we stop thinking of people as those people and start thinking them as the humans. Because at the end of the day, I'm not just some guy in an Aloha shirt making video for tens of people. And you're not just some random awesome person just out there existing in the universe. We're all people with dreams, fears, and networks. Can't even read my own punchline. We're all people with dreams and fears and Netflix passwords. So next time you're out and about, try a little experiment. Look up from your phone, make eye contact, and say thank you. It just might be the start of seeing the world in a whole new light. My name's Tom Coffey. This is the Coffey Nuance Show, the least watched, censored commentary news show live right now. Flame on. Oh, yeah, this got me thinking. Oh, why didn't I change that? Read an article about making others feel invisible. And it got me thinking about the events of last weekend. Not excusing anything, not at all. Who knows what really happened? But a lot of us feel invisible. Kind of sounds like the shooter felt invisible. I'm not saying it's our responsibility to make everyone feel seen. Not saying that at all. I'm not excusing anything, clearly. But I've been feeling invisible myself recently. In fact, I wrote a song about feeling invisible. And it just so happens that that's what I was working on this weekend when I got the news about Trump, shots being taken at Trump. I was actually working on a song, and one of the lines in it is invisible I've grown. I can't even remember the lyrics to my own song. Invisible I've grown, And I've been thinking a lot about that, about feeling invisible. It reminds me of when I moved to Portland over 20 years ago. I was living downtown. And at the time, what I did, there were homeless then too, not as many as today. But the panhandling was pretty aggressive, and I hated it. And I actually got some headphones that had white wires, so you can see them. And I would just put them in my ears so you could see that I was wearing headphones, because it made it easier for me to walk around and ignore people asking me for change or whatever. And one day, as I was walking, a guy chased me then, and he ran up to me crying because he asked for something, and I acted like he was invisible. I acted like he didn't exist. And he ran around and he said, "Look, you don't have to give me any money. You don't have to do that, but please just acknowledge that I exist in this world." And it was at that moment that I realized that, yeah, you know what? I was going about things the wrong way. I was choosing to ignore someone because that was making it easier for me. But I was acting like this guy didn't exist. I was acting like he was a ghost in the world. And in hindsight, that wasn't right. That wasn't the right thing to do, even though it was a little bit more work for me to acknowledge him being there. I do feel like it's a better way to live, is to acknowledge that other people do exist. Now, when people ask me for change, typically I will say, "I'm good, thank you." I know it's kind of confusing, but I'm acknowledging that they're talking to me. But yeah, I've been thinking about feeling invisible a lot lately. Something just kind of happens when you, I don't know, get older and you go out amongst the public. Just don't feel like you're there. So what are some things that we can do to make other people not feel invisible? Well, here's just a couple suggestions. You can greet people by their name. So if you happen to know somebody by their name, you can greet them by their name. When I would walk my dog every day, I had a neighbor who passed away during COVID, but he would always call out to me by name every time I would pass by his house. Hey, Tom, how you doing? Hey, Coconut, what's going on? Coconut's my dog. And that was nice. That was nice to be able to be greeted like that. Something else you can do is just make eye contact with people, right? And if you're a bigger guy and you make eye contact with another bigger guy, you can give them the nod. If you know, right? Smile. Smiles go a long way. You can show appreciation for people. So whether it's someone who serves you your coffee, a coworker, family member, just thank them for something that they did. Give compliments. Compliments are free. It doesn't cost you anything. A sincere compliment, whether it's someone's work, their appearance, their behavior, whatever, it can boost their sense of worth, I guess, right? You can engage in conversations. Now, that's something that I try to do every time I go out. I try to engage with other people just to be a little social. It's difficult if you're alone all the time, but you're able to chat with people at the grocery store or whatever. You can actually be interested in people, right? You don't have to all the time. I'm not saying this is all the time, but you can ask people about their day and like actually listen, right? Pay attention, nod along, and just get off your effing phone, right? You can also include other people. So if there's a group of people talking and there's someone that's a little, they might seem invisible to the group, you might ask them to join in. And whatever, random acts of kindness, blah blah blah. The stuff you're supposed to do. You can even leave a little sticky note for someone that did something nice for you. I think these things make a difference. Always, you want to be respectful of boundaries and blah blah blah. You know the deal. But also just be present when you're out in the world. Just be present. And stop being on your phone. Just stop being in just listening to your podcasts or whatever. Just be out there in the world and acknowledge other people. That's all. That's it. That's the big idea that I wanted to share with you today. Because I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I think that that's something that we can all do. Is just acknowledge other people. Stop acting like they don't exist, because they do. And who knows? See, the thing is, if you lift somebody up, you're never going to know that you did that. You only know if you didn't do that, right? It's kind of like a janitor. We never really notice that a janitor does their job until they don't do their job. And then you see it. Right? It's the same thing with other people. If you're acknowledging that they exist, you never really know if that makes a difference or not. But if they feel so alone, they do something crazy, then you know. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I know this is really short today. That's the big idea. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing. That's it. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing with things. So just a short, a short little monologue today. But I will be going through all your comments in the after show. So I'll play the goodbye music and stick around, and I'll read your comments, and we can chat about some other stuff. I had a great time Monday night doing the late night show, and I think I want to be doing that again. So anyway, peace. Hey, chat. What's up, everybody? I see you. Natasha. See if I can get this up. There we go. Wow. Really invisible looking at the numbers. Especially on Rumble. Oh my goodness. YouTube does a great job of making people feel invisible by deleting comments. Yeah, I don't delete any comments. So if any comments are deleted, it's not by me. Fairy's listening while she works. Nice to see you. I'm always nice to service workers. I try to be nice to service workers. Good afternoon, and thank you for keeping me company while delivering my UPS route in beautiful Palo Alto. Well, that is probably a hot day today down in Palo Alto. Anytime I think of Palo Alto, I think that's just got to be a beautiful, beautiful place. What's up, friends? Hey, Joe. Online friend communities. Yeah, I agree. We got a nice online friend community here. Natasha said, Chad Prather did a short video about this topic. The guy he talked about committed because no one acknowledged him on way to the bridge he jumped off of. Well, that's sad. Yeah, you never know when you make a difference in someone's life. You don't know. Joe says, one of my best friendships started off an honest apology. Wow. That's kind of cool. Hold doors open for people. Can do that. I make it a point to get to know people in my neighborhood. This spring, I've given away a lot of plants. Well, that's nice. I could use some plants because I pretty much just kill the plants that I get. Don't mean to. I either overwater them or underwater them, or I don't know. When people hold the door for me, I say, thank you, appreciate it. Yeah. I walk 3 to 4 miles every day and now have a few regulars I say hi to and chat with on my route. That's nice. I do walk. I've been walking every morning, and it is interesting that some people will not look at me when I pass them. They just won't even look at me. And then some people will, you can say hi, give a little wave. But I try to do that. Are you still teaching dance exercise classes, Tom? Occasionally. I don't have a regular class anymore. Yeah. That's how I got a part-time job house cleaning for an elderly lady, stopping to talk with her on my walk. Oh, well, see, that's it. Like all jobs come from connections. Joe says, my work days have been very slow lately. Company is dying, not enough work. There's a promise of being transferred if shut down, but it isn't guaranteed. More morale super low. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Lucid made it finally. Nice to see you, Lucid. Yeah, that's tough. I do believe though that all jobs these days are not from applying. I think if you apply for a job, good freaking luck. Jobs today, you get through some kind of connection. And the way that you make connections is by networking with people. Not all of us are good at that. But if it's the difference between having a job and not having a job, I guess maybe it's time to get better at it. And some of the ways you can do that is just acknowledging the people around you. Sorry, I hope this wasn't a downer talk. But it's something I've been kind of thinking about, just feeling invisible. and what we can do to not feel invisible and what we can do to make others not feel invisible too. I guess one of those things might be to at least acknowledge that if you text somebody, right, you don't have to actually respond, but maybe give a thumbs up or a raised eyebrow emoji or something like that. I don't know. Clip that you liked the text. Things we can do there. Anyway, Joe says, I got an interview for a robotics company tomorrow, though. Okay, so everyone, all the tens of people watching the show, let's all send some good vibes tomorrow to Joe for his job interview. So good luck with that, Joe. Anyway, I will, if I feel like it, I will do a midnight Americano. I don't know. I'll just have to see how my day goes. I'm looking forward to seeing JD Vance talk tonight at the RNC because I've never seen him talk live before. Thought he was going to talk on Monday or yesterday, didn't. So today's the day, I guess. So we'll check that out. And if you follow me on X, then you will know whether or not or when I'm doing my next show. Otherwise, you can just wait for, I don't know, an alert or something. I don't know how these things work. Anyway, I hope you all have a beautiful afternoon, and I'll see you next time, Friday for sure. Until then, peace.